and welcome to teaching block number 2. In teaching block number 2, we are going to switch from Python to Java. Now, some of you might think, oh, they're just two different programming languages. It's just a question of what you've learned with Python and adapting it to Java. I wish that were true. In fact, it's quite a difficult transition, and it's important for me to flag that up to you. And why would I want to flag that up? I don't want to scare anyone, and I certainly don't want to make you feel that this is going to be even more difficult. What you're going to notice is that with Python, it was very easy to write code and to do lots of different things with that code. With Java, you have to basically write more code in many ways to do very similar things. So you might ask the question, why are we learning Java in the second semester, and why can't we just stick to Python? It's a very good question. The reason is that the material we'll cover in Java, the concepts that we'll cover in them, make teaching a certain type of approach and understanding much, much clearer, and it's more difficult to avoid making errors. If you only learn Python, it is quite easy to fall into some very, very bad habits when we come to some of the concepts. So the way that I intend to approach this term in terms of the Java is to make a sequence of videos connected to all of the material you have to learn, but these will be very practical. And the right approach to these videos will be to simply follow them and do them as you watch the video. Pause the video, carry out the similar kind of activity, and they will be built on that basis. The purpose of the videos to supplement the written material is not just to give you something to watch and make notes with. It's to give you something to copy and to work through. Once you copy and work through, you can then play around with the code and test it out and explore it. And that's a really crucial part of your learning process. In addition to the videos, you'll have worksheets. And every week you will have questions to answer. And those questions are there for you both to get signed off and get some minimal grading involved, but also critically for you to test whether you're able to code and you're learning the stuff. So each video, make sure you have your environment set up. The last question I want to do in this introductory video is, what environment are we using, or what's called integrated development environment? Which one are we using and why? We are using IntelliJ, and the decision has been made to use IntelliJ because we are in a very kind of difficult lockdown and online setup. So let me just very briefly explain what the advantages of IntelliJ are to you. First of all, yes, it will look a little bit more complicated, so there will be introductory videos on how to create simple programs. But critically, for IntelliJ, it helps you code. It spots errors in your code and helps you correct them. And given the fact that your ability to get that type of feedback with ease from us, given the fact we are online, we need the environment to help us help you code. So there are features of IntelliJ that will make things clearer. You have to be patient with it and not rush. You'll find there's a lot more material in weeks 13, 14 and 15 than the material slows down and focuses more on much more abstract and difficult ideas. And that gives you, I hope, time to work through these very simple code, the very simple programs and code. So my recommendation is to you is, if you're completely new to IntelliJ, take your time, get as much feedback in practicals as possible, and use this environment to help you code.